Pengurusi Eksekutif Suruhanjaya Koperasi Malaysia bersama-sama dengan keluarga SKN, yang berbahagia Datuk Abdul Fattah bin Abdullah, Presiden Angkatan Koperasi Kebangsaan Malaysia Berhad ANGKASA, Yang Berusaha Dr. Chandra Pal Singh Yadav, the Vice Chairman of the International Cooperative Alliance Asia Pacific, Mr. Dr. Chan Ho Choi, the Regional Director International Cooperative Alliance Asia Pacific, para peserta, para perwakilan, jemputan khas, tuan-tuan, puan-puan serta hadirin yang dirahmati oleh sekalian. Pertamanya saya panjatkan rasa syukur kepada Allah SWT kerana dapat hadir dalam konferensi ini, dan saya mengucapkan tahniah kepada pihak penganjur yang telah dapat mengumpulkan pemimpin-pemimpin koperasi di Asia Pasifik dalam konferensi yang buat pertama kalinya diadakan di negara Malaysia. Tahniah kepada pihak penganjur. I am delighted to be here today to address the first Asia Pacific Cooperative Registrars Conference. I am aware that many of you have traveled thousands of miles just to attend this conference. Thank you for your commitment and to ensure we work collectively towards the betterment of cooperative across the globe. On behalf of the Malaysian government, I wish you a warm welcome. What they say, selamat datang. We are very honored by your presence today. Selamat datang, and I was told that there are a few who has been here 2 or 3 times. So welcome back again. I would like to thank the International Cooperative Alliance Asia Pacific for the initiative to organize the first Asia Pacific Cooperative Registrars Conference in Malaysia in pursuant to the decision of the 9 Asia Pacific Cooperative Ministers Conference, the 9 Asia Pacific Cooperative Ministers Conference. Congratulations to Malaysia Cooperative Societies Commission for successfully hosting this conference in collaboration with Angkatan Koperasi Kebangsaan Malaysia Berhad ANGKASA. It is a great honor that Malaysia was given the opportunity to host the first Asia Pacific Cooperative Registrars Conference. Cooperative in Asia Pacific plays a vital role in the economic growth of the region. Cooperatives are not merely providing employment and looking after the well-being of its members, but also involved in various economic activities. This thus contributing to the gross national product. The cooperative movement has a lot to offer. Many countries have recognized cooperative as an important vehicle for socio-economic development. In Malaysia, cooperatives have been long recognized. In the 9 Malaysia Plan, that is 2006-2010, the government of Malaysia has decided to place cooperative as the third engine of economic growth after the private and public sectors. In fact, the cooperatives in some developed and developing countries could play the role of something more than a third sector, that is, acting as a sector balancing the private speculative capital-based opportunities, speculative capital-based corporates and the state enterprises. Ladies and gentlemen, the theme for this conference, sound tuning bylaws, policy and regulation for primary cooperative, is an appropriate topic to be discussed. As it addresses the current issues of cooperative governance to many Asia Pacific countries, particularly the developing countries. I was made to understand that this conference has been designed to explore many of these issues and would discuss them thoroughly as to come up with a declaration and recommendation to remedy those problems. The legal issues, policy and regulation that hinder the development and sustainability of the primary cooperative in particular must be addressed by undertaking measures that will ensure the long-term survival and relevancy of cooperative as a socio-economic movement. Throughout this conference, I suppose delegates will exchange views and engage in dialogues on critical and key areas enveloping the cooperative sector internationally and domestically. I hope among the key focus during the conference is the inclusion of women and youth, wanita dan belia, through enabling provision such as reservation of seat at decision-making level and the inclusion of the cooperative principle in the constitution of a country for a more uniform and for the cooperative to be accepted as an important contributor in the implementation of the national development plan alongside the public and private public sectors. I'm sure the expert gathered here today will undoubtedly provide insight and views on the subject matters and propose ways that can help cooperative development. Ladies and gentlemen, the emergence of globalization has affected the lives of many in this region, especially in business competition. With the effects of globalization, it is my sincere belief that cooperative should no longer be limited to conventional activities centered on their members. Rather, it is imperative for today's cooperative movement to be integrated with the global activities and not allow themselves to be hampered with low mobilization and poor management. This is one of the issues that need to be discussed as how the cooperative movement and the government address the political and social impact of globalization. This kind of problem is just a tip of the iceberg, and I'm sure there are a lot more encountered by cooperatives in the region that needs more serious discussion. For instance, there must be a clear separation of authority between the board, which focus on policy, and the management, which concentrate on the day-to-day operations of the cooperatives. Cooperatives should be encouraged to get the involvement of more professionals in planning and implementing of various projects. At the same time, discussion should also touch on the weaknesses of cooperative in Asia-Pacific region, such as lack of uniformity in the development of cooperatives. The approach towards cooperative development cannot be uniformly applied across the board. Different countries will need to be different approaches to address the need of their cooperative movement. I am also aware that those issues cannot be addressed within 2 days of conference. However, I am confident that this conference will be fruitful and will contribute to a better understanding of the cooperative problems and cooperative governance in the Asia-Pacific region. In this regard, I hope the ICA Asia-Pacific can play an important role in ensuring the outcome of conference leads to a realistic proposal or recommendation and a workable action plan that can be monitored and shared by all participants. It is my hope also that by participating in this conference, cooperatives that possess inherent strength can begin to build international alliances and partnerships in their respective sectors through dialogue, transparency, and mutual respect in order to achieve the long-term objective. Ladies and gentlemen, let me state that my ministry as well as the Malaysian government strongly support this conference in line with the national agenda to look after the well-being of every segment of the communities. It is also in line with the second national cooperative policy 2011 to 2020, which was launched by the Prime Minister on 16 July 2010 and has since become the reference, the guideline for the cooperative action and its way forward in Malaysia. The National Cooperative Policy outlined a number of implementation policies to help promote the cooperative movement in Malaysia. This policy is designed to expand and strengthen the cooperative movement to ensure the sustainable development of the cooperative as to support the Malaysia vision of 2020 to make Malaysia a developed country with a higher income level. As the Minister of Domestic Trade, Cooperatives and Communism, I would like to reiterate the political will and seriousness of the government to continuously support the cooperative movement in this country. We as a government are willing to take the necessary right decision, even if it may deem unpopular, as long as it benefits our people in the long run. People first, performance later. As the stakeholder, the government will continue to play an important role in the supervision, the regulation, as well as development of cooperative sector. The government's commitment is reflected in terms of the allocation for the development and implementation of the cooperative entrepreneurship programs, infrastructure, R&D, research and development, education and training, and also enhancing credit facilities for the betterment of the cooperators and cooperative movement at large. As for the purpose to enhance cooperative turnover, Malaysia Cooperative Societies Commission encourage more cooperatives to explore business opportunities in 5 key result areas, such as financial services, wholesale and retail, tourism and personal and healthcare, agriculture and agro-based industry and plantation by providing grant and revolving fund. Ladies and gentlemen, the success of this conference will be reflected in more prominent and effective role of cooperatives in the socio-economic development program in the year to come. I am confident through our effort and commitment, we will be able to achieve whatever we have planned. Di mana ada kemahuan, di situ ada jalan. Where there is a will, there is a way. Once again, I take this opportunity to congratulate the organizers for their efforts, the SKM and the ANGKASA, and to wish all participants a fruitful and rewarding conference ahead. And I would like to take this opportunity also to assure you that as the Minister of Domestic Trade, Cooperatives and Communism, I will do whatever I can for the betterment of our cooperative in this Asia-Pacific region. Let us move to chart the bright future for Asia-Pacific Cooperative, inshallah. On that note, it is now my honor and privilege dengan lafaz Bismillahirrahmanirrahim to declare the first Asia-Pacific Cooperative Registrars Conference open. Thank you. Wabillahi taufiq. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Yang Berhormat, Dato' Hassan bin Malik. We'd like to request that you kindly remain on stage, sir. And I would like to invite Yang Berbahagia Dato' Nik Ali bin Mak Yunus, Yang Berbahagia Dato'